Hi, I'm Jim, and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop. And I got a quick tip. Actually, I got two quick tips for you for viewers' answers. The first one is extremely important. It's these little jewels here. If you've got a newer style machine, you're going to have one of these awesome little things on your engine. The last viewer I had got a hold of me. He said somehow his came open when he was mowing his yard, and all these things are, you can see they've got a little hook right here, and there's a pin sticking out. They just turn and pull. He said somehow it came open. I think he said the plastic cracked and allowed it to vibrate open easier. As he was mowing his yard, all his oil ran out and he blew up his engine. Just because of this. Well, I have, right here is a solution that's going to cost you, let me see my slip here, just a little over $1. You go out and these are galvanized, so they're more expensive. This was 67 cents. It is a 2-inch long pipe nipple. And this was 89 cents. It is galvanized again. You can use black pipe, it's cheaper. This is a galvanized cap that screws on the end of this nipple. You don't want to use a plug and a coupling, because that makes it too long. So then when you stand your machine up, it sticks out too far, and instead of the machine sitting on these bumpers, it'll be sitting on your drain. Please, I've said this I don't know how many times. The best thing you can do to keep this from destroying your engine, drain your oil. We got to do that. You should do that once a year anyway. This comes unscrewed. It's got a hex around it. You put a socket on there. Unscrew this. Go out in the middle of your front yard. Now listen careful. This is the important part. Go out in the middle of your front yard and throw this thing just as hard as you can. Get rid of it. Buy yourself a 2-inch pipe nipple and a cap and be done with that thing. They thought this was a wonderful idea because this is made so you can put a hose on here. Hey, that's great. My boss's machine I rebuilt, he had one of these on his engine, and it had a hose on it that went up and clipped. So if this came open, it wouldn't leak because the hose was up above the oil level in the engine. And it had a screw-on cap on the end of the hose to keep dirt out of it. Awesome idea. I got his machine done, took it over to his house. Luckily, he backed his machine into his garage past the floor drain in the center of the floor. When he was backing up, he ran into his bike that was up against the back of the garage, and just that little bit of pressure broke this. All the oil ran out. And luckily, it was not sitting over top of the floor drain. He went out there to mow his, next time he wanted to mow, and he looked, and he's got all this oil running out from in front of the mower deck going down the floor drain. So he said, what's the problem? If he would have been parked over the floor drain and not seen that oil, he would have drove out of his garage, mowed his yard, and blew up his engine. These things are the biggest issue Briggs & Stratton engines have, outside of not torquing down the 2 bolts on the cap for the connecting rod. Another big problem. Throw them away. Now the next issue I have, or tip, I have a viewer that got a hold of me. He said, Jim, I have an awful time getting the tires and rims back on my machine because we don't have lug bolts sticking out. And like a car with lug nuts, you have a lug bolt that you got to try to get this wheel on here, and it would help if the hole in the rim was the size that fit on here snugly. That would help line it up, but they're not. They're huge. So he says, I have an awful time with that. A couple of things you can do. You can go down and buy your piece of threaded rod. This is half 20, half-inch diameter, 20 threads per inch. Or you can go down and get yourself a half 20, excuse me, socket head cap screw. That's a mouthful. Cut the head off. You need 2. You screw these in your flange. They don't have to be in there very far. You slip your rim on. That lines it right up. You take your lug bolt and you screw it in this hole. When you get that snug, you take one of these out, you put the next bolt in. When you get that one in, you take your last stud out and you put your last bolt in. Really works good. Now, next thing that works even better is I have an Ingersoll garden tractor and I pull my 5-foot by 8-foot trailer full of firewood out behind this building in a pile. And I have a lot of pine trees with long needles, and it's like trying to drive on bearings. I can't get up the hill. So I loaded my tires. If you're going to load your tires, please put tubes in or you're going to rust out your rims. I loaded it with expensive stuff they sell for the tires. No, I use windshield washer solvent. 79 cents a gallon. It's good for 25 degrees below zero. I loaded the tires up. Each tire on my tractor weighs 120 pounds. I have no problem getting up that hill pulling that load of firewood. But the rims, or the wheel flange on the Ingersoll is just like this. Now, try to hold a 120-pound rim and tire up to try to get them bolts in. So what did it do for that? I went down and bought some half 20 stainless steel bolts an inch long, and I screwed them in from the back side. Torque them in there good with them. I use an impact wrench. Now, obviously, this is for the other side of the machine. Now you have studs sticking out. You slide your rim on, and you put standard nuts, just like your car. No problems. That's what I did on mine. If you're having issues, try it out. These bolts were, well, like I said, these are stainless steel, so these are a couple bucks a piece. And the nuts were $1 something, but I ain't ever got to worry about them rusting. Couple of tips. Give it a try. See what you think. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe. It's really going to help me out. I want to keep this channel going to help everybody save money, regardless of what you're trying to fix. I don't just do snappers. Well, that's all I get requests for, but I fix all kinds of things. If you got something broke, you want to know how to fix it, send me an email. If I can't answer it through emails, I'll call you. If we still can't resolve it with a phone call, I'll make a video and show you how to do it. There's nothing simpler than watching somebody do something to learn how to do it. I sure hope I don't have to have one of my viewers go to a repair shop and pay $95 an hour to fix something that I could have showed you how to do. So send me an email. I answer them all. I've got a lot of people that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, And I've sent them emails and comments. I never get an answer. They're not really into it to help people as much as they just want to get subscribers, and Google pays them. Or they ask their viewers, send me some money to my Patreon account or my PayPal account. I don't ask people to send me money, and I never will. Maybe when I retire and I'm broke, I might think about it. But I'm here to help you help yourself. And that's what I enjoy doing, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. But if you subscribe and it's free, I get enough subscribers, Google actually pays me for the commercials on my channel. So help me out and help me help other viewers by just hitting that subscribe button. And until next time, work safe, have fun, and keep on snapping. We'll talk to you soon. So long.